In this video, we're going to actually write the code to override the toString method for our student class. And your notes provide the code that's required. In your student class file, you want to include the code @override. That means we're overriding or replacing a method from the object class with our own custom implementation. And then our method header for the toString method has to exactly match the one that's in the object class. So somebody else has already decided what the method name is, what return value it has, what parameters it has, and we have to make it match those. If you're not sure what they are, you can always look them up in the Java API. It's just a Google search away. So the toString method's method header has to be public string and then toString, and there's no parameters. And then what we want to do inside the method body is just to create a string that will return the essential data that we want to display when somebody calls the toString method with our student object. So there's kind of like a default format that these usually use. Usually you include the name of the class. I'm including student, that's my class name. And then usually people put like curly brackets around all the data that they're going to write out. So in this case, I'm putting in curly bracket to start my student stuff that's going to print. And then they include the data field names followed by the data field values. And then, so we do that for all of them. We have the first name, the last name, the GPA, and the credits earned. Notice that when I'm printing out the first name and last name, I'm putting single quotes around them. So this right here where it says first name equals single quote, that's going to be the single quote that prints before the value of the first name. And then this other part over here, that's how you print out a single quote. So it's the single quote that'll close out the actual data value that's printed for the student. So let's type this into IntelliJ. I'm going to kind of try to split screen it a little bit here. And again, this goes in the student class, not in your main program, because it's part of the class that you're writing. And you can put it anywhere you want. I'm going to put it right here underneath the constructor. So again, I have to put an @override. And then public string toString. And then I put my code in here, whatever I want to print out. I want to return the string that's equal to student plus, and then I just put them on different files or different lines just to make it more readable. You can squeeze it all on one line if that's better for you. Oops. I wanted double quotes, backslash n, double quotes. Wait, maybe I did need single quotes. I'll try it both ways. I think it actually works both ways. And then we wanted a comma and then last name equals single quote plus value of the last name field plus a comma and then GPA. Oh, my GPA is all lowercase GPA. And then finally, the credits earned equals awesome. And then I'm closing it out with the closing curly bracket. Excellent. I should comment this. So this is overriding the toString method for my student type. And we're returning the string representing the data field values. And it's telling me credits earned is spelled wrong or something. Oh, maybe I called it credits. Scroll up. Yeah, I called it credits. All right, cool. So now we have our toString method implemented. If we go over to the main program, I'm not going to have to change my code at all. Remember, I already added the call to toString in there. And now that I have a local toString method in the student class, it's going to go to that method before it goes to the one that's in the object class. So it always looks local to your data type first, because student one is a student type object. It's going to look for the implementation of toString in the student type class. And then because it finds it there, it won't rely on the default implementation that's part of the object class. So let's run it just to show that it now indeed does print the new updated contents using our implementation for toString. So now when it prints out the contents of the object, it prints the data type student, and that's because we told it to do that. We said print the word student. And then inside the curly brackets, it prints the data field names, first name, and then the contents, Sally, with the single quotes around it, and then the last name label, and then the contents of that, Smith, with the single quotes around it, and then GPA, and then the contents of that, and credits, and the contents of the credits.